Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show brought to you by Salvatore's Pizza. It's Jeff DeVeronica and Steve Bradley, and they hail from the home of champions, and they are champions this season. Our next guest, Steve, the East Rochester Bombers, field hockey champions in Class B and C, and they did it in some dramatic fashion earlier this week. 3-2 win over Pittsford Sutherland. Joining us, let's first welcome on our G&G Fitness Coach of the Week to all she has done at her alma mater, Coach Nickie Caruso. Hi, Nickie.
Hi, how are you?
Congratulations. Also on the program, we've got senior captain midfielder Samantha Funk, junior captain midfielder Sam Lewis, and the girl who scored the winning goal in overtime, Riley Wing. Riley, have you come down off cloud nine yet?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like crazy, like to even think that like happened still.
So Riley, talk about the play. And to be able to win and the emotions that run through your body when the ball goes in the cage and the game's over and you're hoisting a trophy.
Well, it was definitely like sudden death. We did not want to lose or anything, so we were all working very hard to get the ball down the field. And I just found out today from one of like the girl who started the break that like Sam had been like, oh, like pass me the ball and stuff, and then that just like started the whole thing. And it was like in my head I was thinking like, oh, it's gonna be like when we beat Mendon in overtime and like Sam was just gonna score it. But I was like, I don't want to be the person who didn't get the end line, because we're always told in practice, make sure you're on end line. So I was just, everything that we've been told in practice was just going through my head, like, don't swing.
What did the coach say, Coach Caruso? This is a game you led 2-0 in this game against a team that had beaten you twice before. A lot of teams can come unnerved. Here they tie it up, and here they've beaten you twice. What did you say to kind of calm everybody down here and say this is not going to be like it was before?
I didn't really feel like I had to calm them down at all. They came out of the quarter even after Sutherland tied it, and they didn't have any looks on their face like they were about to give up. They didn't look defeated yet. So I told them we just got to keep plugging away and try and get one more in. And then when we didn't do it in regulation, even though we were down a player with a card on the sideline, again, I just didn't feel like they had quit, and they don't quit. So we felt confident, and we are very good in overtime. We practice it a lot, and I think they just felt confident going into that 7v7 or 7v6 at one point.
Who was that player that had to sit out during overtime?
It might have been Samantha Lewis, maybe.
Sam, how difficult was that to sit and watch?
Yeah, it was really hard because it started in regulation and then carried over, and I wasn't even allowed to stand. I just had to sit. So, yeah, it was hard.
What's Samantha Funk? Let me ask you this one, and then we'll come back to Sam Lewis. What do you love about this team? What have you loved about? I mean, winning this championship is great, but going into, was there something you sensed different about this team than maybe some other ones you've been on?
Yeah, for sure. Our team is so close because, especially since we're such a small team compared to everybody else we play, we're just all so close, and our bond is just incredible. Every single day that I went to practice, like there was never a day that I didn't want to go and see everybody, and it's like a family. We are so close, and we communicate so well. It's just a great environment. So yeah, I definitely think that.
Samantha Lewis, you have to watch for 5 minutes. Then you come back on the field and you make the play to set up the winning goal, and you get to walk off the field of a team that beat you twice in the season with a trophy. What was that like?
I mean, it was like the perfect ending to our perfect season. I really don't think it could have gone any better. It's almost like we had everything stacked against us with the card and just in general everything. And we just pulled that play out, and just to get to celebrate with the team, I think we really deserved it, and we really worked just for that moment. So
this is a Sutherland team, Coach Caruso, that beat you. Now, they just beat you. They beat you. I mean, 5-1 and 3-1. What changed? Was anything tactical that changed, Nickie, that changed the outcome against this team?
Well, we really tried our best to slow down their midfield. They have a lot of good girls in the middle that really can just dish the ball off to a lot of goal scorers. But they did have one particular player that scored 5 goals against us in the regular season, and we just weren't going to let her score, and we didn't. And we practiced that game plan for 2 days straight, and one of my players was that player, and we marked her up in the circle, and we just kept going and going. That, and honestly, the game-winning goal is a drill that we do every single day. And to see it play out in overtime in the sectional finals, it was the best thing in the entire world. It really was.
What was that play, Riley? Riley, give us a more description. What she says, it was drawn up here. What is the play?
Every day in practice and before every game, we always have balls and like on the stroke, and we pass the end line, and we practice not swinging at the ball and just getting that like touch that will deflect perfectly into the cage. And we do it all the time, whether it's in a specific drill that's practicing that or in any drill that like we're doing. And so we just like, that was just the perfect, like, it was a perfect pass from Sam. Just everything about it was like picture perfect, what we practice every day.
Funk, you are a defender, correct?
Samantha Funk?
No, I'm a midfielder.
So you're a midfielder. I just wanted you to, as this play's developing in front of you, what was your vision of the winning goal? How did you see it materialize, and what was your reaction?
So I was off the field at this point. Riley stepped in for me, and thank God that she did, obviously. But I was on the sidelines, and I remember just seeing Sam carry the ball up, and I was just hoping that she was going to get up there. She took a shot, and I couldn't really tell what was going on because everyone was just swarming the ball. And then all of a sudden I just see Riley on the end line just swing the ball. And it's like everyone stopped for a second as if we were all just like questioning if it really just happens. And then we just stormed the field, and it was the most amazing feeling ever. It was crazy.
Sam
Coach
Lewis,
Caruso.
Go ahead, Steve.
Coach Caruso, I mean, you're an East Rochester graduate. You know all about tradition and pride and everything that happens, you know, in that 1 mile square area. How much do you rely and talk about tradition with your players, and how much do they buy into that?
Tradition's huge, especially with this field hockey program. And you know, the last few years, it's been a big rebuilding year. Actually, rebuilding years, and I just keep going back to the years that they won back-to-back sectionals, and they had 100-game winning streak without a single loss to a Monroe County team at one point under Linda Michael, and they won states. And Sam Lewis's mom played.
Did you play for Linda, or did you play for Bev Hooper?
I played for both. Yep, I played for both. Sam Lewis's mom played. So it's rich. It's a family, and you know, they don't have to buy into it because they see the numbers on our sectional banner, and now there's going to be a 2020 on it, and it's just going to be, it's seriously a dream come true as a coach. I just could not be happier right now.
And it's kind of neat. You get to end the season on a win, right?
Yes.
You don't go into sectionals or into regionals, and then, you know, it might be some team from Section 4 or whatever, a Hoosick Valley or Hoosick Falls, whatever. So that's kind of cool. So, Sam, in a year that's been so crazy in so many ways, and you get to finish it like this, how has it really sunk in that you guys achieved something you've worked so many years for?
No, I feel like it still hasn't hit me. I just think throughout the year, you saw everyone, even though we weren't able to technically practice together, everyone was putting in work. Everyone was at the turf shooting. We were all still talking to each other. And then when we came back, it was almost like, I thought from our first practice, that was our best first practice. No one was rusty. Everyone was ready to go. We knew it was go time. We had a shorter season, less games. But, I mean, I think we really capitalized on everything that we needed to do.
Pretty amazing stuff. And the third time was the charm for Coach Caruso in the finals. Who were those 2 losses against? You remember, Nickie?
I do. Sutherland and Mendon.
Well, a little revenge on the east side over there.
Yeah.
ER takes out Sutherland. This was Sutherland team that had not lost a match all season. Came in 11-0-1. And Nickie, our coach of the week is not just because you win a championship and all that. It's because you make a difference in the lives of young people in your community, in your school. I know you're a phys ed and health teacher. So one more for, let's see, Samantha Funk. What's she like as a coach? Is she fiery? Is she quiet? Is she all that? Depends on the day.
She's definitely all that you just said. She is really funny, first of all. I think that she has a perfect balance. She's strict when she needs to be and yells at us when she needs to. But she's also really funny and laid back and just lighthearted, and she makes practice feel fun and not like a super strict environment, somewhere where we know we can, make jokes with each other, but at the same time just get drills done and work hard. And yeah, she's a great coach.
Well, congratulations. It's always great to see an underdog win the championship, and certainly know it's a special thing for a small community like East Rochester. I've always said I grew up in a small town in Central New York that's a lot like ER. A lot of Italians, real good tradition, and congratulations, East Rochester. Thanks for being on our show. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
That's East Rochester Field Hockey on the Special Tees Hotline. As we head to our next break, I want to tell you about my friends from Bath Fitter. Hey, you got people coming to stay with you over the holidays? Give Bath Fitter a call. They're trying to get you into their jam-packed schedule. They can remake your bathroom in one day, folks. 617-0007. We thank them for sponsoring high school sports so we can be on the air talking to people like East Rochester, and we're going to talk to Penfield Soccer today too. Big championship for them and Avon. So support them because they support us in high school sports. Bathfitter.com. We'll take a break, come back. You're listening to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show, brought to you by Salvatore's Pizza.